Yeah. How about that? Hello, everyone. This is Riri with R&F Homestead. We're in Southeast Georgia, and it's coffee time. We're excited to be able to talk to you guys, but I have a few issues I need to express. One, the reason I've been dragging around and not doing much is because I really need you guys' prayer, because I'm having issues with my back. I'm supposed to have surgery. I'm waiting on the insurance to approve it, and when that happens, I'll be having my surgery on my back. The other thing is my knees are so arthritic that my left one's going to have to be replaced soon. But I do have a weight issue, which I am working on. I started at 314 pounds, and I had lost down to 266. So I've gained a little bit of that, but I'm still working on it. So I really need you guys to pray for me. The other thing is that I want to talk about is my subscribers. I really appreciate y'all. You guys don't know how much it means to me. And those of you that have watched the videos, please share them. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I need 50 subscribers so that I can go live. And I don't have that. I only have 11. So I need you guys' help. Y'all need, please, share the videos, like the videos, watch them, subscribe to my channel so that I can grow. And YouTube will open up the benefits that I would like to use. So, really appreciate all of you, and I love you, and y'all really, it means so much to me. So, now we can get started with the this past week, Donnie cleaned up the burn piles. We had 2 of them. We're closing down one, and we're only going to use the one in the back. And he started on the deck. It's supposed to be my outdoor kitchen that he was going to help me get set up. But we had noticed that when we stepped out onto the front deck, that the wood was given. And when he realized it and decided to redo that one,
we discovered that it was a lot more rotten than we anticipated.
Exactly.
When I removed the steps from it to get a better survey, the entire deck collapsed.
So those steps was the only thing that was holding it up. And that's not a good thing. I am so glad that we decided to go ahead and do that, because
Mary paid for that.
yeah, my sister Mary paid for that. That's the other thing too. Both of my sisters came up and helped us quite a bit. Mary, she lives in Sanford, Florida, and Faith, my middle sister, who lives in Jacksonville, and they both came up. And Mary brought Dakota, her daughter, and it was so much fun to have the family together again. Now all we need is to get my brother Sam up here that would be great. But anyway, Donnie needs help, Sam.
Yeah, the outer deck that we're working on right now is 8 by 20. The porch we're sitting on now used to be a 16 by 8, and we've opened it up to a 24 by 8.
Yes.
Or excuse me, 28 by 8.
Yeah. The part behind you that you can't see was enclosed, and he opened that up, and it's really nice. It really is.
It makes it large enough the entire family can actually sit out here and be comfortable.
Yes. Yes. And hopefully there'll be some more good changes on this part, where we can bring out the other table and move this one over there and stuff. But we really appreciate Mary's help.
Yeah, I've got part of the electric installed out here. I've still got to tie it into the main house systems. Just haven't gotten that far yet. We're going to put a ceiling fan out here for us, make it a little cooler. We have a box fan sitting over there blowing on us right now just to keep it cool.
It gets really hot out here.
Yeah, we're going to do some insulation in the ceiling to try to cut down on the amount of heat that it's radiating. With it being a metal roof, it does generate a lot of heat.
Yes, it does.
But we have a few things we can do that we still have material for that was purchased for other things that never got done.
Yeah.
So after we did an inventory last year when I was here, we discovered we had a lot more scrap material and materials that were supposed to be for different projects that they just never got around to.
Yeah.
So we're kind of reallocating here and there as we need them. We still have another chicken coop to do because we had 9 silky chicks that came in last week or week before last sometime. But they're starting to get pretty big, so we got to get them a place to live.
Yes. And we're going to use pallet wood to build their chicken house. So I've got to go and scrounge up some pallets. So.
Yeah.
But, what else?
Yeah, one of the things that we were having an issue with in the house was with a refrigerator and a freezer in the kitchen. It was a little too crowded.
Yes.
So we moved the big freezer out here to the porch where we have plenty of room now.
Yes.
Which opens the kitchen up quite a bit. Plus I have to redo the floor in the dining room where there's a weak spot, which means I've got to go into the house.
Yeah.
Not looking forward to that.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things, and then we'll get a new floor put down in there. So, and there's a few other modifications we need to do to the house. As we get older, it gets harder and harder to go up and down stairs. And this house being up off the ground a little bit, there are quite a few steps on it.
Yes. Yes. I was offered to have ramps put in my bedroom because I got steps going into the room and then steps going up into the bathroom. But I want to keep my knees as healthy as possible. So I'd rather keep my steps.
Yeah. What we've decided to do there is she has the standard steps right now, which are approximately 7.5 inches on a rise. What we're going to do is we're going to take those out and move them to like a 4.5 inch rise to make it easier on her knees, but yet she's still getting that stair stepping exercise.
Yes.
Yeah, plus we have to rebuild her shower. When the house was originally built, it was only a small 3x3 shower. Well, she needs one a little larger than that. In a 3x3 with people our size, you kind of bang your elbows in it.
Oh yeah. And
So-
if you bend over, oh my goodness.
Yeah, you have to step outside to turn around and get back in. So what we've decided there, and I brought it up online to show her that we could put a 5 foot by 3 foot shower pan in and turn the shower and make it quite a bit larger, which would be more comfortable to use, and kind of redo the bathroom a little bit and update it.
Yes, it needs.
Because it's approximately, what, 25 years old?
Yeah,
So it's time for an update.
yeah,
But we got to purchase a few pieces of material and get a few things that we can do, and I'll have to try to do some tile work.
yes,
Well, what, you were intending to put one sink down
yes. I want to take the existing sinks and cabinet out and
Make a single sink
make a
with
single.
more counter space.
Right.
That would be a very good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause right now I got a little toilet in there. I think it was made for a kid. Thankfully, I've got one of those bars
Right.
across from the toilet. I can grab that thing and get up.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to grab it to get down. But it is just, it's murder. And it rocks. And
to, it's gotta be replaced.
it's got to
Yeah.
be replaced. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done.
Yeah, we're slowly doing that. Same thing with the laundry room. You have to step down the steps to go out to the laundry room. We need to change out the 7.5 steps to like a 4.5 out there as well. And that's also a storage area, which would make it easier for the ladies to, and myself too, to get up and down those stairs without falling.
Yes. Because I tell you what, just the other day, I was coming down the steps and happened to miss the bottom one, and lightning landed on my face.
Oh,
Yeah, it's very easy to do.
I couldn't hardly get the basket
Yeah.
up the stairs.
Yeah. There for a while, I was having to do the laundry because Mom was having such an issue with her back. She actually fractured her back many years ago, and she has some serious pain issues with her back, and she needs y'all's prayers too. So,
We're getting it. Yeah, the new deck we're putting on, we've decided to go ahead and put a roof over it. Not right away, but we're gonna get the material and do that as well, and screen it in as for the kitchen, because when she's out, we'll be out there setting up to do canning and things like that, so she's not heating up the main kitchen. She's gonna need a way to keep the flies and the mosquitoes and things like that down as she does that.
definitely.
So that'll help out quite a bit too.
Yeah, the first time I get a fly in one of my jars,
Yeah, that kind of ruins the whole day.
it does.
All that hard work just
Uh-huh.
gone.
Yeah. And it is hard work, can it?
I mean, you get into a routine and it doesn't seem that difficult, but if you're not concentrating on what you're doing, you can screw it up there pretty badly.
Yeah.
And then you've wasted a whole batch.
Yes.
And that's always disappointing, especially when you look back and think, man, that would have been so good
Uh-huh.
with this meal or that meal.
Yeah, and I worry about food waste. I don't know why I was wired that way, but I am. I cannot stand to waste food. I hate that.
Yeah, most people, kids nowadays don't do it. I mean, you see leftovers in the refrigerator that are growing something, got some kind of science experiment. And it's heart-wrenching to know that back when we were children, there was very few leftovers.
Yes.
And at least once a week, Mom would always take all the leftovers, throw them in a pot, and make some kind of stew.
Yeah.
And we'd eat that. And it was just to keep the waste down.
Yeah.
I mean, you always had a dog, so you'd put some out for the dog or the whatever cats, whatever animals you had.
We didn't buy dog food.
Yeah, never bought dog food when we were growing up.
They eat what we eat.
Yeah.
And I guess that was just part of country living, you know.
Yeah, speaking of which, we got a 50-pound bag of dog food in there that
Yeah.
I'm sure Esri will enjoy.
Okay. Yeah,
That,
we still got about 3 inches in the fish feeder there
Yeah,
before we
we-
dump the new bag of fish food in.
We feed our catfish dog food. And the reason being because the pellets, the fish food pellets are so expensive that we just don't have the funds for that.
Some of these catfish are longer than my arm.
Yeah.
And you walk out and you get a big pitcher of the food out of the buckets that are sitting there, and as you walk to the edge of the pond, they start coming up waiting on you to throw it out.
It's fun to watch them. We enjoy feeding our catfish. And we got the little brim and the walleyes and the little tiny. We got a bunch of little fish.
Yes, there's thousands of little fish in there, and they're getting bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, first time I saw them, they were only maybe half an inch long.
Uh-huh.
Now they're almost 3 inches.
Yeah.
Did you say we had a albino?
There's one albino catfish that I keep seeing. I mean, it's kind of strange because I thought something was wrong with him at first when I first saw him, because he came up to feed and he's almost white,
But he probably
but he's
stays.
just as healthy as the rest, gobbling up everything he can get hold of.
Yeah. Normally albinos are sensitive to the sun, so he probably stays deeper than the rest of them.
The first time I saw him, it was a little bit cloudy when I went out to feed him. I haven't seen him when the sun is beating directly down on the pond, and I'm thinking that he kind of waits till some of it sinks down to get it,
Yeah, he
unless
probably,
it's overcast, and then he comes up to feed with the rest.
Yeah.
So, but he is gorgeous, and he's huge.
I've noticed that the turnips that I planted this past week have started coming up, and I'm excited about that. I love to see my garden growing. And at one point, I thought one of the bunching onions was coming up, and come find out it was a blade of grass. I was so disappointed.
Yeah, we have a type of grass around here that is very prolific.
Yeah.
You almost can't kill it. Because we have plowed it under, we have pulled it out, and it just comes right back.
Yeah. But I did notice that when I was planting my potatoes, the grass roots are very deep. So that may be part of the problem.
Yeah, it may be an issue where we have to go in and cover the field for the winter with a black plastic to kill off the roots so that it doesn't come back as heavy.
Right.
But what we'll do there is we'll get it fertilized up good and ready, and then cover it to see if we can keep the grass from coming back. Because sometimes the winters around here get a few warm days and that grass will shoot straight up.
Yep.
We do have a lot of work done in the past 2 months. Some of the things that the little girls haven't been able to do, either trim the trees and get that type of stuff over to the burn pile and get it burned down. Some of the areas that needed mowing, they were a little scared of, and I never had that issue, so you go in and mow it. And of course, I've killed a couple of rattlesnakes here too.
Yeah.
Caught them up in the lawnmower. So
Yeah, I can imagine that. Blood and guts going everywhere.
Oh,
Uh, last year I ran over a nest of them, and they weren't happy.
Yeah. The
But I
thi-
think that was the first time that actual field had been mowed in probably 3 years.
yes.
So,
The problem is back there, way back in the back, the back 40. Mom had a stand of pine trees. Well, she had a timber crew come in and cut those down, and there are a bunch of stumps back there now. So, and with the grass growing up the way it was in the regular lawnmowers that we had, we didn't want to have to tear a deck off.
yeah, the
Trying to
mowers
mow
wouldn't raise
back
the
there.
deck high enough to go through there without hitting some of the stumps. Now, they tried to cut them at the ground, but a standard lawnmower just will not raise the deck high enough.
Yeah.
You hit it, you tear up more. The new mower we have will come 7 inches off the ground, which is perfect to go back through there, trim all the high bushes and blackberry bushes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
those vines was trying to take over.
Yes, they were. It took me, 4 weeks to mow that area back there?
Yes. Yeah, but he finally got it done, and it is nice back there.
Yep.
Yeah.
It gave us the opportunity to survey what we all actually have, what we can do. The yard actually gets cut on 3 different levels, depending on where we're at. Because the highest level's back under the trees, and of course, as you come out from under them a little bit, then you drop more a little further, and then the yards all get cut to make it look like carpet when you're right after you've mowed, which makes a pretty lawn.
It is so pretty after you cut it.
And like I say, I've trimmed a lot of trees. Still have a lot to go because I'm only halfway across the property, and I've been here 2 months.
Yeah.
And we got some wisteria out there that we got to try to get up off the ground.
Yeah, we discovered we have 5 wisteria plants, which they thought there was only 3, but there are 5 out there. We're going to try to get some fencing put up on some posts so it can grow up the fencing, because it is a climbing plant.
Yeah.
And when they bloom, they are so pretty.
They are. I love me some wisteria.
The crepe myrtles, last year I trimmed all the front crepe myrtles back, topped all of them, and they came back very gorgeous this year. A lot
Yeah.
more blooms than they'd been having the previous years because nobody thought to tend to them.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't know you were supposed to cut them back.
Yeah.
I thought it missed much.
Yeah, last year Maria and I spent a solid week, 3 and 4 loads a day hauling debris to the burn pile.
Yeah. That was a mess.
And of course, just about the time we get everything hauled over there, it would start raining and we couldn't set the fire, so I wasn't able to actually burn it off until this year. And what I would do is I would hose down half of the pile, light half of the pile so it wouldn't go up in a heavy blaze and set the county on fire. They don't like when you do that. So, it took me about 3 days to get that pile burned down. But we finally got it, discovered there's a huge pile of dirt under the pile. We thought might have been ashes at one point, but it's not. It's an actual pile of dirt somebody covered up.
Well, that stone boy came over and got mine and put on his, and when he got through, he had a pile of dirt up there.
Yeah. But we have several holes in the road out front and then the driveways and things like that. But now that we know we have some dirt available, we can fill in those holes and
Yeah. Was that kid?
No,
Or
it was
Chad?
Chad.
Well, we really appreciate Chad Stone helping us with that burn pile when he did. So, We have some good neighbors. We sure do. Okay.
I can't think of anything else right now.
Okay, well, you must be done. You got anything?
Well,
Okay.
it's been great
Yeah.
visiting with you. Hope to see you again.
Yes.
Just remember us in your prayers.
Yes, please do remember us in your prayers. And please subscribe and share my videos. I really appreciate it. And you guys, we love you and we hope you have a beautiful day.
Yes.